Okay, so here's what occurred. In June of this year, I received a call from one of the anchors at a local television station who said his wife had been the victim of child porn. And I went, what? He said, there is a person that is stalking her online and sending her very graphic child porn. And she blocked him, and he used another name, sent child porn, not only to her, but to the station as well. So subsequent to our investigation, or subsequent to this occurring on like 4 different occasions using 4 different names, that's when he called me. We asked the person, the victim, and we're not using her name. I can tell you it's from Bay News 9, but we're not using her name because she is a victim of receiving child porn. When we learned of this, we found out that they were also downloading this porn to Bay News 9 as well. So Bay News 9 knew of our aggressive stance toward going after child predators and child pornographers, and they said, is there anything you can do? Our detectives that work in this particular unit are simply the best in the business any place in the nation, and we immediately obtained the telephone of the Bay News 9 personnel, and sure enough, we found child porn. As we worked through this investigation, we also partnered with the FBI. We made contact with Marshawn Browning, and he lived in Gibsonton over in Hillsborough County. Now the federal government's assisting us in the case. We determined there was over 100 different images of child porn. We determined the victims were as young as 3 years old. We determined that he, in fact, sent the Bay News 9 anchor pictures over and over and over again. As she would block him, they would send them by a different name. Our concern is, who else has he sent these pictures to, and where are these children? Because every time these photographs are uploaded to another site or to another person, these children are victimized again. And is Marshawn Browning only exchanging this child porn that he obtained from wherever? Or is he an active sexual predator? We think there very possibly is more victims in the community, and that's our interest. We would first like to identify the children, if that were possible, and rescue them, or certainly if there are other people that have been the victim of this guy uploading child porn to them, we need to know that as well. Obviously, he has at least picked one high-profile news reporter from the Bay Area to do this to, and I don't suggest that he only chose this one, but there's probably many others that possibly he's done this to. So, the case is moving forward through the federal system, but in the meantime, we're looking for victims. Where are the children? And has Marshawn done this before? And, oh, by the way, did I mention that he's under federal or under state charges in Virginia, apparently out on bond from doing a similar thing up there.
To a TV person or just to a person?
To an individual.
Yeah. What does it say? Child porn, obviously horrifying, but somebody dumb enough, I guess, to send it to a high-profile person in the news business.
Well, it tells you that this person's seeking attention. It also tells you that this person may be dangerous. It tells you that certainly he's thrown caution to the wind, because when you send child porn to a high-profile person, you know that law enforcement's going to be involved in it. So I applaud the news station and the reporter for working with us. And once again, the reporter's scarred for life. The images were absolutely horrific. It was the abuse, the sexual abuse of a child as young as 3 years old. We know there's other victims out there. We know that Marshawn has more than likely sent this to other people, or where are the children that were the victim of the child porn in the first place? We would like to find them. There's more about this investigation that we don't know than what we do know, but our detectives are eager to find other victims.
Do you have any information to show, or do you have it already, that he sent it to other people?
The only other information we possess right now is that apparently he did something similar to this in Virginia and is under criminal charges up there.
Was it a government person that he sent it to?
Not that I know of. But, once again, we go after child victims with a vengeance. And we applaud our federal partners, the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office, with joining in with us and agreeing to prosecute this case.
Do you have any evidence to show that he might be challenged or so low IQ that he doesn't know right from wrong?
Do you know anyone who deals with child pornography has issues? Normal people don't do this. So, for someone to suggest, oh, he's got mental health issues, as the one reporter just did, well, absolutely he does. Normal folks don't do this. There are some mental health issues for everyone who engages in being a child predator or a child pornographer. And they move these pictures back and forth. Where else and who else are we dealing with here? We know that there's over 100 different images that our technical people downloaded from his device. Over 100. So, the bottom line to it is this. We're coming after child predators. Local law enforcement, state law enforcement, federal law enforcement. You're not going to victimize these children, period. And if you do, we're going to chase you and investigate you and arrest you and prosecute you. That's a guarantee. Anything else?
I just want to, when you guys, I just want to get a shot of the sheriff and I talking.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me stop this for a second.